Hi Virgo, I'm Corinne from Sacred Star Tarot. This is your timeless reading. So in this reading, we're going to get the message that is meant to reach you right now from Spirit. And we're going to start with channeled messages, then we're going to go into your oracles and then the tarot. So I hope you're doing really, really well. This is, of course, a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But I trust that you're here for a reason and there'll be a message that is meant to reach you right now. So let me just tune into your energy, Virgo, and we'll call Spirit into your reading, calling in your higher self, the angels, the archangels, Spirit, to preside over this reading for Virgo, to bring me everything that Virgo needs to know that will help them on the beautiful journey of life. Okay, lovely. So let me just tune into your energy and beautiful. Okay, so Virgo, your first message is, I don't know if you can see that, we've got jade and wellness. So the message here is that recovery of health and wellness is here. And if you're connected to the stone jade, that could be a sign. But what I'm getting from this message, Virgo, is that if you've been feeling tired or fatigued, particularly if you're struggling with brain fog or you just don't feel right, so it doesn't have to necessarily be a health issue, although it could be. The message from this card, because of the green and what I'm picking up, is that it's time, or your healing could come through nature or in natural ways. So we know that with going out in nature, that has a positive effect on the body. It could be through grounding, it could be through diet or natural medicines. But there's some sort of connection through nature that could help you in your healing journey. So that's, of course, not to override medical advice. This is an adjunct. Or just if you're feeling, not really clear in the mind, it's telling me that connecting to nature and that greenery could be the key. So if you're not getting outside enough, it might be worth going outside and noticing how different you feel, spending more time in nature. Otherwise, it's using, food as medicine, natural medicines, or whatever your intuition is calling you to. But this could be just a missing key to help with your vitality, your energy and your health. But the positive of this card is that health and wellness is here. So it's beautiful. So I think it's right either around the corner or it's just needs that extra support with something natural for you, Virgo. Then you have clairsentience. This is the time, actually, Virgo, to really, really trust your intuition. Trust your gut feeling and what your heart is telling you. So your heart and the gut more than the brain. And notice it says your recurring physical and emotional feelings. They can signify divine guidance. So this is telling me that your higher self and spirit or source is trying to get messages through to you. It's trying to give you guidance on your current situation. So if you're in a situation you're not sure what to do, what action to take, or maybe you're getting gut feelings on a situation and you're not listening to them, Spirit's saying, this is really important. It's time to really trust that inner feeling, your emotional feelings, because it's telling you something. It's giving you really important guidance, and it's time to really trust that. What I'm getting, Virgo, from this too is it's time to trust your intuition. I think that you're highly intuitive, but you've not been fully trusting it. We can doubt it through thinking that maybe we're making it up, maybe it's a figment of our imagination and we're not being logical and we should be more sensible. All of these things can block it, but this Spirit saying you have really good intuition, especially at the moment. And if there's a current situation that you have a feeling about, now's the time to trust that feeling because it's right. It's always in hindsight that we look back and we think, oh my goodness, I knew I shouldn't have done that, or I knew I should have done that and I didn't. And I'm now kicking myself. But this is actually going deeper, Virgo, and saying that you are highly intuitive. It's starting to use that clairsentience that you innately have. Now, the clairsentience is more the feeling. You just get a feeling about something, a feeling about a person, a situation. So it's much more through the feeling body with the senses. Lovely. Okay, now let's have a look at your tarot messages. Bottom of the deck, you have the Lovers. Beautiful. So Virgo, if you're looking for love, then that could be right around the corner, and it might be where you least expect it. So with this as the mythology, I can't remember which one it is, but she falls in love with this beast, and it's not that you'll fall in love with the beast, Virgo, so don't worry about that. But it's more intuitively telling me that it could be someone that you least expect, and it could be someone right in front of your eyes or someone coming in, but maybe it's a different type that you've than you've gone for before. So that's definitely a positive message for love coming in if you're looking for love. If it's not, this is about finally finding the thing that you love, and that's the key to having a more fulfilling life. So that could be a new art project, it could be a friendship, it could be finding the work that you love. And we're going to dive deeper and find out how, and more messages from Spirit. Okay, 3 of Swords and the Devil. Ooh, I think there's been some heartbreak, Virgo, and the Devil. Okay, so let's get a bit more clarity for you. Can we please have some more clarity? And the Devil's there because it's a breakthrough, breakthrough of a belief or something that has held you back. So we want to find out what that is. Okay, you have the 6 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 4 of Wands. Oh my goodness, boy. Lots of wand energy. And Page of Wands, bottom of the deck. Wow, this is really interesting. So let me just tune into the cards to get your message. Okay. So, of course, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But we have messages around a lot to do with healing of the heart, so that you can get your 4 of Wands. So the 4 of Wands is your happily ever after. It can be marriage, it can be your relationships, but it's a happy house, happy home, celebrating with others. So it's very, very much about having the connections and the love that you want. And Spirit's just giving you advice on how to get that. So like I said, if you're looking for love, this is really clearly giving you some advice on how to find it. But it could be the love that's missing in any way. It could be feeling the love of your partner. Maybe you've got a partner, but you can't feel, you know that you're loved, but you're not feeling it. Or it could be in other areas. Now, the 3 of Swords, it's in the traditional Rider-Waite decks. It's the heart with the 3 swords in it. And it's the hurts and betrayals and disappointments that we've had, those real heartbreaks, the things that have cut us deep, to do with our relationships. And the calling from the card, because often these swords were placed in there from someone else, could be years ago, decades ago, maybe a week ago. But those swords, once they're in, it really is our responsibility to take them out. We can live. What keeps them in is our unhealed emotions, where we've not been able to forgive, where we've got grudges, where we've got hurts, where we just can't let it go. And the sad thing about that is even when it's justified, it's us that is still hurt, not the other person. And so the calling for this card, as hard as it can be, is that we have the potential, and Virgo, you have the potential to pull those swords out, and it's up to you. Often the key to pulling the swords out of the heart is forgiveness. And it's not saying that the other person, it's not justifying what they did. It's knowing that keeping those swords in hurts my heart. They've moved on, or, they've got their own karma to deal with, because everything is karma. So they've got their own karma to deal with, but I can take these swords out. I can choose to forgive and let go for me, to set myself free, because the heart is greater than any wounds that it can ever, have. The heart is beautiful, and your heart deserves to be whole and deserves to be healed. So the calling is to see where you can go into forgiveness and to pull those swords out of your heart so you can be made whole again. Then you have the devil next to the Three of Swords. And this is the same thing. It's like, do you want to hold on to the poisons of the past, Virgo, or are you ready to let them go? And it's really so that you can be free. The devil also is a breakthrough. The devil energy is very much about the beliefs, the ideas, the thoughts, the feelings that keep us feeling not good enough, less than other people, restricted, and those chains again. It's actually the calling every day. We have the calling to believe the angel on our shoulder or believe the devil telling us that we can't do something, or the angel saying that we can. And it happens every day. I wish we could just kind of say no to the devil and say that, that's not true and I'm not going to believe it anymore. It never comes back. But that's not the truth. It's a daily choice. And that's the realization, to know that it's a choice. You can choose to not believe it anymore, because you are far greater. The devil has no power. You are the angel. Everything the angel says about you, that you're amazing, that you can have that you want, that you are more than enough, and that you're valuable and your life has meaning and you're powerful, all those things. So I think you've got this beautiful opportunity, and the calling is to not believe this, to set yourself free. Then you have the Six of Wands, and that's great, because when you stop believing the devil, then your self-worth, self-esteem, you can really get the acknowledgement that you want. So in the traditional decks, and even in this deck, you can see, these are people that have come back from war. They've overcome so much in their lives. And that's what I get, is like, when you overcome the negative beliefs that have kept you trapped, you're able to stand out in the crowd, stand proud in who you are, get the success that you want, get the appreciation that you want. But the mind is the key. Virgo, is who are you going to believe? The truth or the lies? And believing the truth puts you in this amazingly strong, powerful position. And it's my card of self-worth as well. So we get our self-worth back when we stop believing the lies. Beautiful. And then you have the Five of Wands. So, wow, this is really strong energy. The whole message is really about your self-perspective and self-confidence and self-worth, because this is the card, the Five of Wands, is we can constantly look at the competition and feel not good enough, that we don't stack up. Or the calling to rise above the Five of Wands is to realize that you're not in competition with anyone. You can look at the competition to see what they're doing, to learn, to grow. We can use competition to become better and to learn, but become the better version of ourselves. Or we can look at the competition and feel like we're falling short and not good enough, and like it gets used as a weapon against us. So this is the calling to realize, one, you don't need to compete with anyone. use the competition to learn and grow, but realize at the end of the day that you're an individual snowflake. There's no one like you, Virgo. There's no competition. You just be you. And the people that will love you will be the ones for you. And the idea is that rising above to be authentically you is the key. And so once these wounds are healed, and like it's an ongoing thing, I don't know if they ever completely go and we've got this amazing self-confidence and love ourselves unconditionally, but we can make really big shifts. And that's what Spirit is helping you with at the moment, to make this big shift in your self-perspective and your self-worth. To realize that you're not any of those lies. You are the truth of this amazing person, healing your heart through forgiveness, releasing the past, and then you can get what you want. It's just these little, or they can be big blocks. I won't downplay it, but they can be the things that you can overcome, because just around the corner, Virgo, is your wands, your happily ever after. Now that could be a relationship, but it could be your happily ever after for whatever that is, to live the life that you want to live, the life that makes you happy. And that's always available. It's just a matter of, clearing the beliefs and the blocks, the lies that are keeping that away. So it's right around the corner for you, Virgo. So that's the time, heart healing, knowing that you're an amazing spiritual being, overcoming the devil, trusting your intuition, especially with any circumstances that you're dealing with at the moment, because your intuition and your gut feeling is spot on at the moment, and raising your frequency and healing through nature is going to make a massive, massive difference. Now, I'm just going to get a fairy message for you. So let's go to the fairies and see what guidance they have for Virgo, the message that they need most right at this moment. Lovely. You have come together. Fairies like to be busy, and a group of them showing you how many hands can make light work. Working as a team helps you get the job done. Okay, lovely. So if you need to work as a team, get some support. Maybe this is in your work. And if you're doing everything alone, it might be time now to get the support that you need, hire someone, asking for help to make the work lighter. Sometimes I think we feel like we have to do everything on our own, and that's what I get. I get actually with this card more that maybe you're a little bit too independent, Virgo, and it's good to be independent. I'm a Virgo, I'm super, super independent, but I know I have major problems with asking for help, or I think that I've got to do it all on my own. And sometimes, it's about getting the help that you need. You don't have to do it all on your own. So that's the message from Spirit. Lovely. So that's the message that is meant to reach you right now. Your Four of Wands, your happily ever after is available. This inner work is going to transform everything. Heart healing is the key. Lovely, Virgo. I'm sending you all of my love, light and blessings. I hope that helps you in your journey of life. I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Bye.